Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Change of Command ceremony where Col Mary Teeter will relinquish command of the 305th Maintenance Group to Col Scotty Pendley. I am Technical Sergeant Jessica Hernandez from the 305th Aero Corps Squadron.
And I'm Technical Sergeant Matthew Klaus from the 305th Maintenance Group, and we are your narrators for today. Throughout military history, soldiers in the field often could not identify their own commanders. Recognizing this problem, the Continental Army of the United States conducted the first official change of command ceremony. Today, just as in the past, the formal change of command allows airmen to witness the actual transfer of command between two officers and see their new commanders firsthand.
The change of command also adds color and pageantry to military life through the transfer of the symbolic unit guidon, while preserving tradition and stimulating esprit de corps. Shortly, the 305th Maintenance Group guidon will be passed from Col Teeter to Col Pendley, signifying the official change of command.
Throughout today's ceremony, you will be given various cues to stand and be seated. This is considered an indoor ceremony. As a reminder, military members should stand at attention, and civilian guests should place their right hand over their heart during the national anthem. The formation commander for today's ceremony is the 305th Maintenance Group Deputy Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Zatkowski. Bearing the group flag is Chief Master Sergeant Christopher McClendon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem by First Lieutenant Andrea Pongers, and the invocation by Chaplain John Gillespie.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free in the home of the brave?
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, I pray this morning for the men and women of the 305th Maintenance Group. Unite them as in one in a spirit of service and camaraderie. Sustain them in their good work. Encourage them and give them strength for their labors and wisdom equal to every task. During this change of command ceremony, I especially lift up the two commanders, Colonel Teeter and Colonel Pendley. We thank you for the blessings that have given Colonel Teeter during her time here. She led this group during the pandemic. She navigated the many changes that occurred because of it, and she did so well. She led this group exceptionally during the Afghanistan withdrawal and the continuous day-to-day challenges that arose. Go with Colonel Teeter as she and her mother, Karen, moved to her new assignment. Let her new place of service be a blessing to her in every way. And be with Colonel Pendley as he takes command of this great organization. Endow him with every grace of leadership that he will need. Watch over him, his wife Casey, and daughter Grace through all the times of trial. Grant him and his people success in every good endeavor so that their many missions might be accomplished and every member of the maintenance group might find satisfaction in the important work they are doing on behalf of their nation and their neighbors. Lastly, we ask for your blessings upon every member represented here at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. It is in your name we pray these things. Amen.
Thank you, Lieutenant Pongras and Chaplain Gillespie. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
At this time, join me in recognizing our official party. The presiding officer and commander, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Scott Wiederholt. The commander, 305th Maintenance Group, Col Mary Teeter, and her mother Karen and sister Chris. The incoming commander, 305th Maintenance Group, Col Scotty Pendley, and his wife Casey and daughter Grace. Please join me in recognizing our distinguished visitors and honored guests attending today's ceremony. Please hold applause until all have been introduced. The commander, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst and 87th Air Base Wing, Colonel Wes Adams, and the Command Chief, 87th Air Base Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Wynn. The Command Chief, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant David Colson. The Vice Wing Commander, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Timothy Mock and his wife Bobby. The Executive Director, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Mr. Mike Polhemus. Representing the Commander, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Colonel Dan Mullis, and on behalf of the Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Tim Ferris. The Honorary Commander, 305th Maintenance Group, Miss Monica Flaherty. We also welcome all commanders, honorary commanders, first sergeants, civilians, and special guests of the 305th Maintenance Group. Thank you so much for attending. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, 305th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Scott Wiederholt.
All right. Well, good morning, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. What an honor it is to be here today to celebrate a time-honored tradition, change of command. To our honored men and women today of the 305th Maintenance Group, welcome. Formation, you all look great out there. Thanks for coming out today. The stage that we're standing on, the equipment in the background are representative of the mission functions here in the maintenance group. It's pretty awesome to stand here on a 60K for this, and so that's pretty neat. Lieutenant Pongras, Chaplain Gillespie, thank you for your rendition of the national anthem and the words. They really mean a lot, and to hear them echo in the hangar today touches at the heart, and what a great way to commemorate today. To all the family, friends, and special guests of Colonel Teeter and Colonel Pendley, your presence here today means a lot to the maintenance group team. Colonel Adams, thank you and your team for for your continued support of the 305th. As a member of the maintenance tribe, it means that much more for you to be in attendance today. Colonel Norman, welcome. After today, you actually are the senior group commander in the 305th, and so we're going to rely on all of your 1 weeks of experience to guide us through the coming weeks. And I know Scott will be looking to your input, but I know you both will work well together in executing rapid global mobility. Monica, thank you for coming out, honorary commander. That means a lot. Your support to Mary and to Scott is going to be great. Most importantly, thank you to the families of Colonel Teeter and Colonel Pendley. Karen, Pam, and the boys, we've really enjoyed having you in the neighborhood the past few years. And while our furry four-legged friends necessarily didn't get along, your support throughout Mary's tenure, a 3-year command tour means a lot. A tour faced with immense challenges with COVID-19, the divestment of the KC-10, and the conversion to the KC-46. Your daughter balanced competing demands with a calm, steady, and focused demeanor. She was just the right person to set this MXG and wing up for success well into the future. When you get to Scott Air Force Base, I'd say head to Eckert's Farm. It'll remind you of some of the small farms around the Joint Base here, and I hear their strawberry rhubarb pie is pretty darn good. Let's check it out. So looking back over a commander's time in the seat, it's always amazing what an organization this size can do, even more so when you look at it over a 3-year period. No doubt this group leads from the front and generates capacity for the warfighter day in and day out. When our nation calls the exceptional airmen from the 305th Maintenance Group embody this wing's motto of can do, and our AMC commander's charge of let's go. It is impressive. Another way to say it, the airmen in our MXG, when faced with the challenge, and somebody would say, hey, that can't be done, our airmen would say, oh yeah? Hold my wrench. A little bit of an attempt there. Under Colonel Teeter, the MXG raised the bar and in some cases defined it for the rest of the mobility enterprise. Mary, you fostered a culture of discipline, safety, and trust. The relationship between the operations and maintenance teams is the strongest I've seen in my career. That alone is a testament of your ability to build and form a successful team. That comes through when I talk to aircraft commanders, and more than once I've had aircraft commanders come up to me and say they've been impressed with the team that has been providing airworthy aircraft for them to go operate. That is when the folks on the ground are bringing those types of comments back to the wing commander, that's truly impressive. So just a few of the highlights. Under your leadership, this team represents the Cracker Jacks, able to respond and generate short notice taskings that support the highest of our national security objectives. January 1st of 2020, you launched 5 C-17s and 2 KC-10s to mitigate an Iranian threat in Iraq. While most of the team was, and the rest of the Air Force and military was on holiday leave, this team was postured and ready to go. In August of 21, 11 of our 12 available C-17s were generated. These aircraft would soon fly in the largest non-combatant airlift evacuation operation in Air Force history. Not only that, our KC-10s were rapidly generated to get into the fight as well. This enabled the evacuation of some 124,000 Afghanistan personnel out of country. Our own port dogs were on the ground in Kabul on the front lines, loading, securing, preparing people to board those aircraft. There's also no small feat that when those aircraft returned, the amount of effort that we had to put into them to get them ready to go fly again was no small feat. February of 22, inside of 72 hours, you launched a maintenance support package with KC-10s and personnel to Europe to respond to Russian aggression in Ukraine. March of 22, this wing received the highest number of taskings inside of 96 hours in several years. It goes without saying, we receive regular and recurring President of the United States support taskings, regular and recurring Bravo alert, Alpha alert, the highest alert that we sit. Our aircraft are ready, they're postured, and they're primed, all due to your leadership. This group truly embodies let's go. Oh, and you also implemented solutions identified by the National Commission on Military Aviation Safety. But wait, there's more. In case you didn't know, it's pretty hard to telework, port, or maintenance work. Mary's guidance throughout the pandemic maximized our port and maintenance generation. The creativity, flexibility, and ingenuity of this team was impressive to watch. In the midst of the most challenging COVID postures, your team increased sortie production when our operations teams needed it most. In one example, you produced 32% more KC-10 training sorties. Simply amazing. But wait, there's more. Not only are you a team player across the Joint Base, but also throughout the mobility enterprise. You mitigated critical KC-10 MILCON infrastructure to preserve U.S. TRANSCOM capacity at this crucial location and port facility. You managed high-demand AFSC specialties to meet home station as well as deployed requirements. You expertly manage risk-to-force and risk-to-mission scenarios with a cool, steady hand. Mary, you simply stated you represent that calm, soothing voice in the midst of crisis that we seek and want in a leader. Your data-driven passion, combined with a savvy and empathetic mindset, brought this group to new heights, whether it be with the mission accomplishments I just mentioned or the innovation occurring daily. We're talking about autonomous flight line operations. We're talking about the port of the future, a maintenance smart trailer that is poised to rapidly change and redefine how we do certain maintenance checks on a KC-46. The list goes on. You unleashed unrealized potential in our airmen and allowed new ideas to foster and grow. Let's not forget our unit effectiveness inspection, where 2 of our major graded areas were assessed as highly effective, and 52 members of your group were identified by our Inspector General at AMC as outstanding performers. But wait, there's more. The end of 2021 saw the arrival of Pudgy 01, the first KC-46, and the beginning of the next chapter for our maintenance group, wing, and 514th Air Mobility Partners. Navigating the complex divestment of the KC-10 and the KC-46 really will serve to establish this wing and installation long into the future. Mary, your accomplishments are too numerous to list. You led through challenging times with a steady hand. Your vision and wisdom to stay the course, even when at times the chips seemed stacked against you, served your airmen well, this wing, and our Air Force well. I always asked for the team to be prepared, to lead from the front, and to make it matter. You did just that and so much more. I know you do not like being in the limelight. It is a measure of who you are as a person. I hold you in the highest regard and consider you a great friend. I look forward to working with you in your next role as a Deputy A4 at AMC. Colonel Pendley, it's your turn. Welcome to the Can-Do team. As you can see, you're inheriting a phenomenally primed team to take to even new heights. I know you are just the right leader for the challenge. You come to us as a seasoned AMC leader. Your time at Dover, Scott, and McConnell will provide the mobility foundations to guide you in your tenure here at JBMDL. You understand relationships and how important they are in the Joint Base environment. Your background in special ops and reconnaissance will introduce fresh perspectives to our airmen. Your prior commanders used words like servant leader, empathy, future focus. This further underscores that you are the right person right now to lead this group and to write new chapters of success. As you can see, the 305th's legacy to innovate and define during contingency operations and times of crisis lives on and will do so under your leadership as well. Scott, you will discover many motivated, smart, dedicated, and driven airmen in your group. They are leaders and innovators. From the back shop to the front line, from the port to locations around the world, our MXG airmen proudly execute the mission, answering the call during times of need. Take care of our airmen, lead them, develop them, watch them soar. Casey, thank you for supporting Colonel Pendley during his command tour. Grace, thanks for coming out today. I know it means a lot. There's a lot of friends here from the Scott Pendley tribe, and your support during this day is phenomenal. Scott, you have my full trust and confidence. You are the right leader right now to take this group. We are excited to see you in action. Thank you again to the men and women of the 305th Maintenance Group on your commitment to our mission and our values. It is an honor to serve with you. Mary, please join me to officially recognize you for the amazing job you've done here at the 305th. Let's present you with a decoration.
Attention to orders. This is to certify that the Legion of Merit Medal First Oak Leaf Cluster has been awarded to Mary R. Teeter for meritorious service 18 July 2019 to 30 June 2022. Colonel Mary R. Teeter distinguished herself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 305th Maintenance Group, Joint Base McGuire, Dix Lakers, New Jersey. During this period, Colonel Teeter's exemplary ability and devotion to duty were instrumental in resolving many complex problems of major importance to the Air Force. She projected American power and drove rapid global mobility for the nation by guiding 1,700 aeroport and maintenance airmen from 5 units, delivering 71,000 tons of cargo and millions of pounds of fuel in support of 9 combatant commanders. Under her leadership, the wing sustained the highest operational tempo of all Air Mobility Command assigned units, executing 1/3 of presidential airlift missions and the nation's only continuous KC-10 tanker alert. Moreover, Colonel Teeter led the KC-46 transition by aligning manpower, obtaining equipment, and preparing the wing, to receive a significant national capability of 24 new aircraft. Additionally, she led one of Air Mobility Command's busiest airports, transporting 281,000 passengers and 83% of Central Command's deployers. Furthermore, Colonel Teeter led boldly while responding to the coronavirus pandemic, including institutionalizing aircraft decontamination procedures, delivering critical medical supplies and rations to the European theater, and rushing life-saving aid to 52 nations and Task Force Northeast, the national emergency epicenter. On short notice, she maximized mission success during Operation Allies Refuge, delivering 11 of 12 C-17 aircraft, launched a new KC-10 capability, and guided port operations to support the movement to evacuate 124,000 people from Afghanistan. Finally, Colonel Teeter partnered with the Federal Aviation Administration as well as academia and industry to test the airfield automation, virtual maintenance training and certification to advance military and civilian aviation. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Teeter reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, 305th Maintenance Group, Colonel Teeter.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Change of Command. I'm not going to move the mic because, as you probably saw when we walked in here, I'm kind of the short one in the middle. That's okay. We can't say thanks enough to the people who put this on and to the people who really gave of themselves to share their talents. Our Honor Guard, Lieutenant Pongras, not only are you an outstanding exec, but your amazing rendition of our national anthem just blows me away every single time. Thank you so much. Chaplain, our first very own maintenance group chaplain that works for the maintenance group. Thank you for your prayers. Mr. Polhemus, I know you can hear me because you have your earphones on. Thank you for sharing your talents, for volunteering your equipment, your expertise to put on this fantastic production. and all the others who made this ceremony possible. You know there are many, many different little details that they have to think about. The team led by Lieutenant Cedeno, Senior Master Sergeant Oglesby, Master Sergeant Liu, I think they're behind me. Our narrators, Sergeant Klaus, Sergeant Hernandez, Senior Airman Williams, our proffer, our first Sergeant, Chief McClendon on the guidon there. All of those who set up, will clean up, put the chairs out, just a number of different things. The work behind the scenes, those folks standing out in the parking lot in the heat, you know, it takes a village, and I thank you for, again, stepping up and stepping forward to make this happen. Thank you. Today's a really exciting day. Not just because I'm leaving, no. That's not, people have asked me that. That's not true. It's bittersweet. A lot of times, folks who are standing in my position, it's a little sad. You put your heart and soul and came to work every day and gave it your all. And you stand up here on the last day and say, it's your turn, Scott. It's a little bit tough to turn over, but I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to think about the excitement, because we have the time to pause and reflect, which we don't often do, to think about the last 3 years. Colonel Wiederholt did an awesome job detailing all of those things that the people in this room and the people you represent came together to make happen. So we have a chance to reflect on those achievements and get back to the time-honored tradition of welcoming a new commander. So I couldn't be more excited. I sit up here and I look at each and every person sitting in the audience, and I can think of a story of how we've interacted, or something you've done for me or with me, or some place that, you know, we've shared a laugh or maybe even a cry. And I just can't believe my good fortune to be here, standing before you today. Time doesn't permit me to recognize each one of you individually, but just know that I see you and I know what you've done and I appreciate you. As I look out at the airmen of the maintenance group and this amazing equipment, I don't think I got choked up until I came in and I saw the airplane sitting out there for maintainers, and the K-loader we're standing on right now. For maintainers and port airmen, that's what does it for us. Nobody else understands why metal gets you so choked up, but you know, at least I'm in the right profession. I'm just overcome once again with excitement for all the achievements. Colonel Wiederholt, I can't say thank you enough for your trust and confidence, for your leadership of this wing that allowed us to do what we've done and you just described. Thank you for the opportunity to lead these amazing people, to be in charge of this, and for always pushing us forward to think of the next thing and how we're going to get even better. It was a complicated time, an interesting time in our nation's history. And I know that I haven't fully processed all that we went through here together, but we went through it together, and I thank you. Colonel Adams, Chief Wynn, fellow maintainers, thank you for being here. That means a lot for you to take time out of your busy schedule. Chief Colson, Colonel Mock Bobby, couldn't have asked for better teammates. Thank you for all that you've done for your sage council, for a stiff rap on the back when I needed one. And maybe a little push as well. Thank you very much for that. Colonel Bianchini, I'll get to you in a moment. I have special words designed for you. Special thanks to the Can-Do and Freedom Wing teammates, Colonel Norman, Major Norman, thank you for being here. Chief Cook, I think we've been here the whole time together, and thank you for your leadership. I appreciate that. See your deputies sitting over here, Domo, Scott, Lindsay, Hoke in the back is the now newly minted executive director, but former deputy. Any reservists, reserve ops, and other Freedom Wing teammates in the crowd, thank you. All I'll say is winning feels good. Winning feels good, and we did that together. We win together every day because we find win-win solutions to complex and time-sensitive solutions. So that's what I'm going to use on my resume. Thank you for all you do every day. Fellow 06 leaders, commanders, chiefs across the base, though many challenges and different missions pull us in all directions. I've always appreciated the camaraderie, friendship, and teamwork. It's the best I've known in now my second group command. Squadron commanders across the base, partners in the Can-Do and Freedom Wings, thank you for your tremendous dedication to airmen and our mission. It's been awesome to watch your creativity and commitment, and I know it takes a lot. Thank you to our friends from the community who took the time to attend today. I know you have busy schedules too, and it's not always as easy to get on and off the base and get down here, and some of you, because of our location, live quite a distance away. Thank you for taking time. I'm so lucky to know you and call you friends. I just regret that I didn't get the opportunity to really interact with you earlier. This little thing called the pandemic prevented a lot of our socializing. It kind of cramped our style. I don't mean to downplay that. It was a very serious thing. I'm just grateful today. We will continue to stay in touch. Thank you. Mom, you traveled with me. I think I counted, but I'm not very good at math. 14 years now. Thanks for teaching me to work hard, to always seek and do the right thing, even when that's sometimes elusive to figure out what that is, and to never give up. Maybe that's all those puzzles we like to do, but there's always another place it will fit. You just got to find it. I wouldn't be standing here without you, literally. My sister Chris, thank you for coming today and making the trip from Montana and representing the rest of our family. I'm so incredibly blessed to have you as a sister and a friend. Can't thank you both for your love and support. And though you're not getting flowers today, just rest assured you will be compensated fairly on the drive out west. We got to move first. The stars of today's show, 305th Maintenance Group. It's such a privilege to serve with each of you. What a phenomenal team you've been for the past 3 years. Colonel Bianchini, thank you for cultivating an outstanding partnership, for your sage counsel and your wise advice, and always helping us find a way to say yes, which usually meant that you took on an extra burden to make it happen. Thank you. Our Honorary Commander Monica Flaherty, I am in awe of your dedication and commitment to our military service members. You don't sleep because you take care of all of us. You're always worried about us. Thank you very much. You're a role model to me. Chief Herrera, our group senior enlisted leader, couldn't be here today. Chief McClendon is going to be taking over that role, so we're fortunate to have him. I need to recognize Chief Herrera for always making sure we were the best team possible and made the best decisions. Reading between the lines, that means that we had to discuss a lot to get to the right answer, but we always got there. And I think, having that healthy debate and dissent is so valuable in this position. And then there were the very best deputies on the planet, Mr. Perino, Col Scotty. At the end of every single day, I pause to reflect on just how much you do for our group. It's who you are, it's in your blood. You absolutely love working here, love working with these airmen and this equipment, and push us all to be better. Thank you. We have spectacular squadron commanders in the group. Colonels Lowry, Ratcliffe, McLean, Colonel Select Harmon, Major Crampton, Major Russell. It's been a great privilege to watch you lead airmen, to take care of them, relentlessly seeking to innovate and execute this tremendous mission. To the chiefs who work alongside you, you lead tirelessly, passionately, and persistently to pursue excellence. I'm grateful to attempt to break down any barriers in your path. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed, and I've learned a lot from you. I love to come to work every day to see those I first see first thing in the morning outside in the front office. Nadia, Lieutenant Pongras, Senior Malamas, Jasmine, thanks for being here, and our mighty MXO warriors across the hall. Thanks for keeping us on track to meet our commitments. As I stood on this stage nearly 3 years ago and looking out at these incredible aircraft and airmen, it hit me. America's air power starts right here. No one goes anywhere without tanker gas or a C-17 and their port airmen to take them and their equipment somewhere. So many people saw the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels flying over major cities in a show of strength during the pandemic, but few saw that tanker that made those flights possible. The world watched as civilians were evacuated from Afghanistan or American forces landed in Poland to protect the eastern flank of Europe. Few noticed the McGuire tail flash on the C-17 or the tanker that enabled that protection. When those calls came in, we didn't have hours to get ready. We had to be ready. And that's what the airmen of the Can-Do Wing and this maintenance group do every day. Our nation engages at a time and place of our leaders choosing and not on our home soil because of the work that you do, day in and day out. You, our airmen, are capable, disciplined, innovative, ready, and resilient. You provide mission-ready aircraft, equipment, cargo, and passengers. You generate and deliver rapid global mobility in response to combat, humanitarian, or natural disasters. Agile, efficient, improving, responsive, adaptive to the changing conditions of our world. I will be forever grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside each and every one of you, executing world-class maintenance and port operations. America's air power starts here, starts with you. Today we welcome Col Scotty Pendley and his family to this outstanding team. With Colonel Pendley's long-standing service, experience, and expertise, he is absolutely the right person to take this group to the next level. I am extremely excited to see all the great things that you'll do under his leadership. Colonel Pendley, this team of amazing airmen is trained and ready to execute at your command. I know you will lead them well. America's air power starts here. Thank you and Godspeed.
The rendering of the last salute is quickly becoming an Air Force tradition and is appropriate during a change of command ceremony. Today, the service members of the 305th Maintenance Group in formation will render a salute in place to show respect and recognition to Colonel Teeter through the commander's last salute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command. Attention to orders. Per order G22-0012 and by direction of the Commander 305th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Scott Wiederhold, Col Mary Teeter relinquishes command of the 305th Maintenance Group to Col Scotty Pendley, effective 30 June 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
It is my honor to introduce Commander 305th Maintenance Group, Col Scotty Pendley.
Thank you, everyone. What a great day. The state of New Jersey, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, thank you all for coming. For me this morning, no great words of wisdom, no profound quotes, but some profound thanks. And I'll start off our Air Base Wing leadership. Thank you for coming out and joining us today. I know you're super busy with all that's going on here. We've seen that over the last few days and only have a taste of that. So I can only imagine how busy you are every day. So Thanks for coming out, 305th Wing leadership, Colonel Wiederholt, Colonel Mott, Chief, thanks for coming out today. I know you're super busy as well. Thanks to all the commanders, the chiefs, first sergeants, our honorary commanders, thank you so much for coming out today and what you do. All our civic leaders, we cannot do this mission without you. Thank you for your support each and every day. Thanks to our operational team. Jordan, look forward to working with you again. Our total force partners, between the ops group, total force partners, all our mission partners, leadership that are here today, thank you. This is a team sport, and it will take a team effort to keep this thing going and keep taking it from good to great every day. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you and getting to know you and getting this can-do global mission done every day. I look forward to that. Chaplain, thank you for the inspiring words. Lieutenant Pongras, my goodness, are you trying to make me cry before I even get started? That was a great rendition of the national anthem. I look forward to many more of those. Thank you so much. Colonel Wiederholt, truly appreciate the opportunity to lead such an organization. Thanks for your trust and confidence in me. To lead such a storied group of active duty and civilian airmen, phenomenal maintainers, port dogs, amazing support staff, the history and the accomplishments, as you heard this morning, and that's just a taste of the last few years. The history of this organization is absolutely phenomenal. And to have a chance to add my name to the roll call of previous commanders of such an organization, I'm truly humbled and honored to have that opportunity. One of those commanders, as you happen to see, is sitting right over there, Mary Teeter. Mary, thank you for your leadership for this organization the last few years. Thank you for your generous time and turnover over the last few days. It was great to get to know you and your family. Ms. Karen, it was good to go to dinner with you the other night and get to know you. I hope you have a great trip across the country to the cornfields of Illinois. Back to those. Many of us have spent some time in those cornfields and know what that's like. So safe travels to you as you do that. You set this group up for future success. You did it with flying colors. Thank you so much. I can only hope to build upon this legacy. So the men and women of the 305th Maintenance Group, together we will continue to build that legacy. Strive for excellence every day. We'll do that utilizing innovation, hard work, integrity, doing it safely, by the book, then on time, every day. Mary mentioned the team. It does take a village to pull one of these off, as most of you well know. We've got a lot of folks that contributed to this. Lieutenant Sedano, Senior Master Sergeant Oglesby, Master Sergeant Liu, Mr. Perino, Lieutenant Pongras, Ms. Shannon, Ski, thank you. Mike Cohimus in the back, thanks, Mike. Our dueling narrators, our escorts, our everybody, as Mary mentioned, thank you so much. You honored myself and my family with your efforts today. Last but certainly not least, speaking of the family, I can never say thanks enough to my family, friends, and mentors for getting me to this point. Nobody gets here alone, right? My wife, Casey, without you, there is no me. Thanks for making yet another cross-country RV trip. We've made a few of those now. And there's adventure, there's stories to go along with each one of those, and this has been no exception. We've got RV stories to tell. If you do that, you know what I'm talking about. But thanks for doing another one with me. The maintenance group is lucky to have you on their team, or our team. Our daughter, Grace, thanks for making the trip north from the harsh confines of Tampa, Florida. She took one for the team to come up here to New Jersey. Grace, I got to brag on her just a little bit. She recently graduated from the University of South Florida, cum laude, in biomedical sciences. She's starting a new job next week. I don't know if that means it's an off-ramp for my credit card to her own credit card, but we'll see how that goes. But she's shaking her head. We'll see. That might be a little bit of a struggle. But we are so proud of her and all she's accomplished to date, and we can't wait to see the path you forge going forward, Grace. Love you. To my family back home, hopefully getting to watch this a little later, they laid a foundation for me based on integrity, hard work, and love. I can never repay them for that. My sister Maxine, if you're watching this later, I love you, sis. So we've also been blessed, as we all are. You know, we have our families we're born with and families we pick up along the way, right, in the military. And we have picked up such a tremendous network of friends and family along the way. Just a few of them are joining us today. Colonel retired Mike Felice worked on the AMC staff together. He was my group commander for a while at McConnell. He was a group commander at IUD. He's been there, done that. But Mike and myself and many others were preparing McConnell to see those great Pegasus tankers that never quite showed up. But it's a real thing. It's right out there, I promise. We're going to open him up and let him get that new car smell, because he put a lot of sweat equity into making that thing a reality. So former 135 pilot, Mike, thanks again for driving over from Pittsburgh. You and Leanne, we appreciate you so much. Our other dear friends here today with us, Air Force retired Kip Bradley and his wife Abby, coming up from Manassas. They're going to spend a few days with us. They were neighbors next to us at Huber Heights, Ohio, when I was grinding a little at Affett once upon a time, and they still tolerate us, so I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming up today. Again, I'm so humbled and honored for this opportunity, this mission set, this can-do rapid global mobility. My goodness, starts here. You're right, Mary. You got it right there. It's such an honor. We look forward to every opportunity over the next few years to getting to know you better, helping you grow and succeed and move this thing from good to great, and continue to do that. Thank you all for sharing part of your busy day with us today. Thank you so much.
At this time, service members of the 305th Maintenance Group will render a salute in place to show respect and recognition to Colonel Pendley through the Commander's first salute.
Members of the 305th Maintenance Group are delighted to have Colonel Pendley and his family join our team.
The men and women of the 305th Maintenance Group are proud to have served with Colonel Teeter and wish her and her family good luck in their next assignment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party and dismissal of the formation.
This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Please join us in welcoming Colonel Pendley and his family at the reception located at the back of the hangar. Thank you for your attendance.